time for Measure Twice.
Welcome to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger, right next to C. Kramer Interiors, and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. Good morning to you guys. I can't impress upon you enough how much sugar Panera gave us today for the coffee.
Everything under the sun.
We are not sponsored by Panera, but we're welcome to it. But, oh my goodness. You could,
It must be right up against its expiration.
I don't know.
All I kept thinking is there's food cost.
That's all you could think of. It was like their motto, all the sugar, none of the insulin. Wow. So we're going to be like extra jolty today. If we start talking fast, it's the sugar turbo that's kicking into us. Or if we fall asleep by the fourth segment, then, we've crashed, burned here. Well, today, I know we heard, that's the old-fashioned email.
Is it?
Thing. Yeah,
I have no idea.
The old-fashioned sound there.
I don't care about it.
The old school.
Oh, what am I getting?
Uh-oh. We got an Amazon delivery.
Oh, fabric. Sorry.
Chris is always getting fabric in here. He's a mover and shaker.
Yep.
He never passes go. He's always right. You're always on Park Place, man. You're always like ready to go, man.
Yep, just got a shipment notification, that's all.
Somebody's getting upholstery.
Fabric. For something.
What, like?
I don't know which one that is, so I don't know.
Somewhere there's a naked couch.
Yeah.
Or a curtain. I don't know.
It could be a cushion that we have to make or something. I don't know.
That's cool, though. You should stop by Chris's place, though, and if you can, like fake like you're going to the bathroom and accidentally go back to where all the samples are. It's remarkable.
Oh, geez.
Isn't that, like, it's remarkable back there?
It is.
I don't know how you keep track of all the... I mean, there's so many samples back there.
Yep.
Of...
constant.
Like, it's not just fabric.
No, it's wallpaper, fabric.
Yeah, it's
trim, all kinds of... Everything you can think of.
And you and the crew know exactly, like, you go right to it.
Yeah, for the most part.
Is there a corner that's dusty and, like...
Probably.
We
have our go-tos.
That's what I mean. Like, you can't... I mean, when there's 100,000 choices, it's like... It's almost...
Actually, we use them all, to be honest with you.
Do you go through it every now and then, like, and say, okay, well, they don't even carry these anymore?
The reps come in and pull books that are discontinued.
I figured there had to be some sort of...
And Joel's daughter is now doing that for us, too.
Boy,
so she's going through it. And
like, what's discontinued?
Mm-hmm.
Do they, when something's discontinued, do they warn you so that you can buy up a lot of it? Like,
I wouldn't buy it. No, we just get rid of the sample.
So there's no, like, that's a great fabric. We want to...
No, we usually think, God, it's about time.
Because that's why it goes away, right?
Man, well, sometimes it's a mill drop versus a company drop. So
what's the difference there?
Yeah, what's that?
The mill stops making it. So they can't buy it from the mill any longer.
So then, even if it was popular...
It's gone.
Right.
It's gone.
Do you reckon that some fabrics are more popular, like, regionally, like...
Oh, probably.
Like, there's... The East Coast is gangbusters on something, but really the West Coast not so much type thing.
Well, everybody the regions have a look, their own kind of look and style.
Yeah,
the fabrics just kind of play into that.
Because you would think that if something was popular, a mill wouldn't stop making it. But
yeah, the more it sells, obviously,
right.
the better it sells. They're not going to get rid of it.
But if it's only popular here, it might not be enough.
Yeah, but the upholstery companies don't buy fabrics by region for region. They buy for their supply.
The supply, right? Gotcha. So they're not
thinking, oh, this is a California fabric, so we'll only stock it in Cal. No, it doesn't work that way.
But I would imagine California has their look, and
they have a lot of regulations.
Their look is, look at this. You can't do it.
This fabric contains so we can't sell this in California or something.
It blows my mind when you see, like, in the state of California, this is known to cause cancer.
Yes,
we
get that I see that every once in a while.
It's like it's a fabric.
So if it can cause cancer in California, it means it doesn't cause it here.
Or are they wrong? Or am I going to eat the fabric? Like, what's going on?
I see.
What are you doing?
Or it could be a finish or something in the. I don't know, but yeah, it's known to cause cancer and cockroaches.
It just proves that in California they will smoke anything.
Hi-oh.
But we're not talking about that today, even though we talked about that today. But it was
just a little nugget.
Just a nugget.
Just a nugget.
You're always informed here.
Yep.
But that happens in your business, too. Things get discontinued.
Oh, yeah.
2x4s. Can't get that one anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But then they discontinued the 2x4 that was 2x4.
I don't know that they discontinued it. They just kept whittling it down a little bit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they're not. Well, you know that.
Nominal lumber 2x4s, they're actually not 2x4s.
Well, I know they're 1.5 by 3.5.
Yeah.
So when did that happen?
That just happened over a period of time.
Do you even use 2x4s? You could do by the 2x6s.
We use them for certain interior walls. A lot of times you use 2x4s. It depends on what you're building.
Right.
And if there's, somebody wants sound barrier.
If you want sound barrier, does that mean you have to have a 2x6?
No, but you can get it insulated.
You can pack. That's what I was thinking. Right? You'd double stuffed walls.
Yeah, double stuff the wall.
Well, and then there's other sound breaking things because it's all vibration. But
so you're not putting like batting
vibrations.
Yes, not always.
but we know he's going to sing any second.
Yep.
Any second now.
I'm tempted, but no, I'm not.
The inner Brian Wilson. Yeah. But I know we're getting off topic, but if you're trying to deaden sound, you're not using the pink batting like that. That's not what that is for. I mean, I guess it'll do it a little, but
it will help because it will help to stop some of the vibration. But that stuff really isn't.
Do you know what are the materials that you use? Is it called sound barrier?
There are different. Depending. It depends on the. I don't remember
the brand, obviously.
There are different types that will specify that they're for sound, and it has to do with what's in it.
Right. It's either super dense or.
Well, you don't want it too dense because vibration will pass through it.
Right. You're going to need. It's probably like anything else. You probably need a vibration layer and a softening layer. You just look around this room because these are soft, but the walls are dense.
Right.
But that's interesting. I never, you think about you tend to think quality with sound deadening. Like, wow, this seems solid. I don't, I think some rooms though have to live a little. Like you don't want to be in a room that's this quiet, like this studio. It's not. It's like
not all the time.
It's too quiet,
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sometimes they use double the drywall. They'll double the drywall.
Oh yeah, actually, that's what's going on in this room.
Yeah,
I was here when they built it. There's two. This is 2 firewalls thick. The fireboard thick. So
the room's actually 2 feet wider and 2 feet longer than it should be.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But it's kind of funny though. You do have to account for that. It makes the room smaller if you're doing that. But I don't know how many rooms need to be sound deadening. It's more like if a bedroom's up against a family room, you'd probably want to put
second floor.
Yeah.
We had requests to soundproof the main floor.
So do you do that in the floor?
Mm-hmm. In the ceiling, so that they don't want the noise from the first floor to penetrate into the bedrooms.
Stuff like that. That makes total sense because now it's more peaceful upstairs. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about teenagers, making noise or whatever. I'm blaming teenagers. It's not their fault. They're just living. But I know we could use it for my father-in-law because it's like he loves banging pots and pans around about 4 a.m. Wow. But when you've been in a house with sound deadening walls, you really do notice. It's noticeable.
Oh yeah.
I think windows would be pretty hard to soundproof. because you like the windows in this studio have to be shaped a certain way, and they don't necessarily fit the look of a house.
Yeah, because I notice they're tilted in.
They're tilted in, so you have to point the sound at the ground. But anyway, we got really off topic.
And then they put in a hard surface flooring, so...
if we don't want to get too much in the weeds, but this room is not a dead room. Like, it's not like when you're talking, it's like not meant to do that.
Yeah, there's some reverberation.
It's got to have something. And that's why you see on the walls, it's all, they spent a lot of time in this room putting sound pulses in to make sure that nothing points at the microphones.
Ah, interesting.
That's really what's going on. And so the windows point at the floor bounces it up, it hits there's these panels that are on the wall that are shaped like diamonds and come off the wall, and that's designed to scatter the sound. Now if it's just like you're in the studio here. But when we come back, we're actually going to talk about crown molding. So this is going to be a left turn for you. We'll be right back. This is Measure Twice. To Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors, and Hoosier Hardwood Floors. I said that like Cher. Hoosier Hardwood Floors. America's Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. I guess they could be considered America's,
They're definitely a gem.
They're a gem. Check them out. We were talking about gibberish before. No, we weren't. We were learning about all kinds of stuff last segment. But what I really wanted to talk about today is something we've talked about in the past. We haven't in a little while, but I wanted to talk about crown molding, because is that a fad or is that always in?
Always in. It's never a fad. It's architectural.
It's architectural. It's not. There's no such thing as like a.
It's like the icing on the cake.
There you go.
Does it make a room smaller though?
No. Absolutely not. Sometimes it gives you the illusion that the ceilings are higher.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I was in a home that had nice, it was really cool crown molding. It was a new home, brand new home with crown molding. So that made me think of it. And the woman I was talking to, she was scared it was going to make the room feel smaller, because it was a room they couldn't have the way the place was built. It was a room that did not have, 12 foot, like the rest of this great place. It had like normal ceilings. And she's like, oh, they told me that it would make the room feel bigger. And she didn't believe it at first. I don't know what the science is, though, behind that. But it really does actually make it look taller, like for some reason. But it's not a fad. You're saying
never.
Crown molding is it always a good idea?
It depends on the style of the architecture.
Got ya. Aren't there different crown wood?
There's different. Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of different profiles of crown molding.
When you say the style of the architecture, just give me an example of something that
ultra modern. Like you're seeing a lot of the modern type houses being built today.
Not going to put a whole lot of crown molding.
They're not going to put a whole lot of crown molding in, just simply because it doesn't fit the style.
Right.
You want more clean lines, and crown molding kind of gives you a softer, because it's a curve typically.
Right.
At the ceiling. It's looked at a little more traditional, but there's, like I said, there are contemporary profiles that you can use. But if you're really contemporary, then it's probably not something you would consider.
Yeah, like it's hard on the radio to describe that, but you're thinking like there's a lot of corners and the corners are important to the style of that.
Yeah,
of
you have like
ultramodern.
a lot of that is just a lot of rectangles or squares or whatever, So like, and it's all clean lines.
And the crown molding breaks up that
breaks that.
eye line, which would break the
Right.
look.
Yes. I mean, I always considered crown molding to be more of a luxury item because it's not standard in a lot of homes.
Like it's not. I don't know. I don't want to use the wrong word here. It's not like necessary.
It's not necessary.
It's in addition to.
Correct. It's an addition to elevate a space typically.
But you could probably, if you were in a really old home and you had imperfections along like where the ceiling meets the wall, you can use it to. It could be necessary if you want to hide some imperfections.
Or
right?
or it could be very difficult.
That's immediately what I started thinking.
Me too. I'm like, well, those ceilings and walls aren't straight.
Nope.
Especially if there's plaster.
If they're wavy, is that what you're saying? Like kind of wavy?
Mm-hmm.
How do
And then
you
you end up stuff's out of square, out of plumb. I mean,
how do you combat that? How do you do that?
A lot of caulk. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Do your best and caulk the rest.
Wow. Is there though a way to like minimize it, or is that really caulk?
No, there are things that you do, like depending on how extreme it is. Maybe you have some breaks in your crown where you're bringing it together at your low point.
Oh, I see.
That can help a little bit. Sometimes you just have to fix the ceiling.
Right.
Otherwise, your straight line all of a sudden is kind of not so straight because
Right.
crown molding is a straight line.
Right.
Right.
It's not flexible.
And
If
it's
it's not drastic, if you have a 1/4 inch play, you can deal with that. But you start getting heavier than that, you can visibly see it.
right.
And so you then you have to maybe consider doing something with the ceiling
Yeah.
first.
Because it's hard to, you don't want to do is put it up there and have it not straight across the room.
Because you immediately will see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The sag. Does
Yeah.
it look like a sag?
Oh,
Yeah.
look.
It's less
You've
obvious.
got a low spot in your
Yeah.
No, the crown just slipped. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The ceiling just pushed the crown down. Don't worry.
It's spaghetti
old.
crown.
It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
But you would not necessarily see that if the crown wasn't there.
Correct.
Not
Right.
near as quick.
Not near as quickly.
Right. So the crown can actually bring that out.
Highlight it.
Yeah. Okay.
Accentuate the imperfections.
And then that's when you have to like say, okay, well, let's fix the ceiling.
Yeah.
But the beauty of crown too is if you have a room that you want to add it, it's easy. I mean, it's easy to add. It's not like, I think the hesitation sometimes with crown is the cost.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, for what you get by adding it, the cost to me is minimal.
Because it's beautiful.
Because it's beautiful and adds an architectural element. It can really elevate a space.
Right. If you have a rectangle that is just a rectangle, it can take it to a different
Right.
level.
And and there are certain types of crown that will fit your design better than others.
Yeah.
Different styles.
Different styles of crown.
What would be like a traditional crown? What would be the shape of like the most
Well, there's-
common crown?
What they call colonial. So it's got like I don't even know.
A curve with the bead.
Yeah.
Okay. We've all seen it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
It's the most common. I would dental molding, which is the crown with the.
Would be-
That's really really traditional.
is that colonial too?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
That you'd see that more in like Georgian.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't see it used. You don't see it used much anymore.
Is it called dental molding because it looks like teeth? Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
got those
like
little notches underneath. They're really a pain to paint.
I can imagine.
They're a nightmare.
I think when you go to the Capitol, the old Capitol in Philadelphia, I think that's all
Oh, yeah.
dental.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
around that.
That was
like that's Federalist and
Yeah, and that was the Georgian period. So, in Europe anyway.
And so it did. I could see the Georgian style using that because it can even everything up. Like
Most of what we use is either colonial or just something very
like
simple.
a bigger cove, which would have been more like a craftsman shape.
when you say cove, you mean it bulbs out.
No, that's
the curve.
Inside. A cove is in.
Sorry, I got the opposite. That's my role to say the opposite of what it is.
Yeah.
So you can correct me.
Yep.
On that. Yeah. Cove is carved out. And then the opposite of cove would be if it goes the other way.
Convex
Convex. Is that all?
instead of concave.
Well, yeah. But usually there's like a carpentry type term that you throw at me when I say that. Because isn't there crown molding that kind of like bows out too?
Yeah, that would be like your colonial style, so that it's got kind of almost an OG, so it rounds out and up and then back straight up to the
Gotcha.
wall, and then you either have like a bead or a little cove on the bottom of that.
It's like when you look at like a hearth and you have the two, like the brackets that hold like a fancy hearth up. If you just imagine a whole wall of that, right? Like kind of like like
that shape.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying? Yes.
Yeah, like
similar.
kind of like along the wall of that, which makes it interesting to work with because that's where I guess you talk about like installing that's where it kind of gets wild because you have to join that together in a way that doesn't show off imperfections, like
Yep.
that's the key because there's a lot going on, right? Like,
oh yeah,
anybody who's tried to join a corner,
Inside or outside corners.
either, right? I mean, they both have their challenges, right?
oh yes, they do.
Yeah.
Because very few corners are actually a true 90.
So, I mean, there's tricks to get around that, but it's not as even if you were to spend a whole show explaining on how to do it, gosh, without practice.
Oh, yeah, it just takes practice.
I'd follow YouTube.
Did you do it?
Yeah.
Did you get it done
Yeah.
with caulk? I gotcha.
No.
Well, when we come back,
but no.
When we come back, we'll explore that with you for a second. We're out of time, but when we come back, we'll get the true answer from Chris. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential. And you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops with the showroom now open in Granger, next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You could visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. And we're talking about crown molding because why not? We're fancy like that. we're and we learned that cove crown molding is when it's concave, and the other one doesn't have a name. No, I'm just kidding. It's like
I'm sure there's a name.
There's a name we can't do.
Textual name. For
Yeah.
it,
but it is hard. And Chris, you were saying you did it yourself, and you mitered the inside joints.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you put it in a saw at an angle and cut the angle and join them together.
Upside down.
Yeah, upside down.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been a while. I can't remember exactly how I did it. I just followed YouTube.
You got to practice it. You had to have done at least one practice cut on something.
Oh, there
else.
were multiple practice cuts. There was
lots of practice.
I need to order more crown molding.
See, here's the thing, and that's pretty expensive stuff too.
Yeah,
Crown
you're
molding
like, I cut that wrong.
Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. You can do it, but how much crown molding are you going to burn?
Crown molding, and then for me, I couldn't remember how I did it. One cut from the other. It's like, is this right?
Well, and then you watch the YouTube person who's done it their whole life.
Yeah, it's like
Zing, 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 zing,
Yeah.
and then they like, but even those guys are filing a little bit.
They are not showing you what Joel does.
Right.
They're not showing you how to correct imperfections and how you fit it to the ceiling. If there's a gap, they don't go through that. They're just showing you how to cut a corner.
Yeah.
I mean, not cut a corner, but miter a corner.
Right.
And if you watch Joel do it, it looks like it's somebody's put the tape on fast forward just because your fingers and hands have done that your whole life.
But
You don't want to go too fast.
Yeah.
But you were doing like, grunt cutting too. right? You weren't doing like fine.
No, it was trim.
Was it trim? Okay, I thought you were just pushing like, just cutting a board.
No, it was fine. It was fine cutting for a piece of trim.
Ah, man, there's blood, sweat, and tears in that.
Yep.
That's true. Left a little piece of myself.
And some curse words.
A little DNA on your molding. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all right. You paint right over that. That's why you have primers.
Literally blood, sweat, and tears. I don't know.
I should have signed that.
You kind of did.
Yeah, I guess so.
Really did. But like you're right. There are things that are going on with a craftsman that they don't show you.
You know, your YouTube, because there's times like I love that because there's guys that have done it their whole life that you can pick up some tricks from, and so I'll watch too just to pick up tricks. But yeah, oftentimes what's not shown is then like, because a lot of times it's just shown on like a sample board or something. They're not going into the detail of what if this isn't a true 90, and what if your planes don't come together perfectly in the corner.
Yep.
That's what got me.
Yep.
When they met, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is this a 1/4 inch lower? An 1/8 of an inch, a tiny bit, but enough that you can't miss it.
Well, and you can also, if you're not holding if your trim's not, because Chris is right, we cut crown upside down. You get a better cut. And it's easier to mark. But if it's not placed exactly the same, at the exact same angle every time, and then you're not putting it on the wall to that angle, then your plane will, from your one corner to the other, will change. It can be enough where you notice it.
Right. Well, it doesn't have to be that much to notice it. That's
right. So you have to, you have to mark that out, and then you have to know on your saw where you have to hold it.
And then, do you bring it up and make sure before you put it up somehow? Yeah, like.
Oh, yeah.
What's the longest span that you would work with? Like, would you do a one continuous 25-foot?
No, you can't.
You can't get it that late.
You could get it. I could have 25-foot crown molding made, but that's going to be expensive.
You're going to have 3 people help
Yeah,
putting that up there.
It'd be a little flimsy.
Yeah. It'd just be more expensive. No, usually it's like 12 foot.
12 foot. And that's enough that it spans. You don't need 2 people to hold it up.
It's still nice to have that help, especially when you're meeting joints.
Right.
But there are tools to help with that too if you want to get them.
And then if you have a 20-foot room, you just do 8 feet on the end, or whatever to make.
Usually, I'm getting 12 or 16-foot lengths, and then
making what you need to.
Yeah,
gotcha. Then there's the secret of like, how do you like bury the joint in the middle, like.
Oh, how to hide the joint.
Yeah, how to hide it, which, that's another precision cut that you don't even think about because that's got to disappear.
Yep.
And match up. And I mean, it's the reason there's a reason why Finnish carpenters,
Well, and that's why Chris was saying it's crown is beautiful and it's worth the cost, but it's one of the more expensive trim details that you're going to do because it takes more time because you're climbing ladders, it's precise, and then you're dealing with things that typically there's a little fine tuning that has to be done.
Right. You do. Close isn't good enough in trim work. It's really got to be
right
precision stuff.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Especially if you're like working in a craftsman house with stained wood, it's not getting caulked and painted.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
So that is really precise.
How do you make the nails disappear?
Putty, wood putty.
And you have to color that, like.
Yeah, typically we'll get like a match.
But do you do that on the fly, or do you have to like order it? Do you like mix it and make like you mix the stain in with the putty, or do you like how does that work?
I mean, I can get color match putty
to the stain, and it's
to yes,
right, because that would also be weird if you're like, look at the dots, you know.
But they like Minwax, they have, I don't know, 10, 12 different colors, and there's times where, you know, if I'm in a pinch, I'll get one or two. Like one of them might be close enough where you won't see it because the holes are small.
Right.
So if it's close enough, once it's in there and cleaned off, your eye doesn't
right.
pick it up.
Right.
No big deal. But then there's times where, I'll take two different colors and mix them
and get closer.
Get close.
Yeah, get closer. Because you're not talking about
if it's a big job, I get the color match.
You actually get the. That's what I was thinking, because it's like you're not when we're talking about the nail holes, it's got to be very close, but exact isn't going to happen. And wood isn't exact even on itself. You know, like there's imperfections in
exactly.
it. So they can kind of disappear. It is kind of a complicated, part of carpentry.
That's why you don't see it a lot in new construction just because of the extra cost.
Right. If it's a brand new construction, you still have the same trim carpenter. Like it's not it's not like you can just, because it's new build, you can have just any carpenter do it.
Right.
Really, it's somebody's
right.
Who's familiar.
If it's a custom built home, then you'll get like those details.
Right. But if it's not a custom home, you typically don't see it because of the added cost.
Right. It's just cost at that point.
Yep.
There's
cost of material and the cost to install it.
Mm-hmm. Does what the material is made out of matter? Materials made. I said the same. Meaning, there's different materials, right? That there's
it does in certain applications. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously there's wood, but then there's MDF.
Yeah.
There's polyurethane, and then
I never used the polyurethane
and plaster.
Oh, plaster would be awesome, but that's expensive.
There is absolutely nobody around here that does that.
Yeah, it's like high-end historic renovations to achieve intricate designs. So
I'd give it a whirl.
I follow somebody on.
Yeah, I do too, because it's awesome.
Oh, it blows my mind every time I watch him do it.
What a craft to do plaster.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Decorative plaster.
Incredible. Okay, we're obviously going to talk this when we get back. We're kind of running against time, but it's of the three. What's the most common? Wood. Just the wood is.
Well, MDF is not uncommon, but you have to be careful about your application with that.
Because it comes apart, or when we come back, let's go. We're out of time, so when we come back, we'll discuss some of the different, materials. When we come back, this is Measured Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. We're talking about your crown molding and all about it. But specifically like the materials right now, and basically there's wood, which is obviously, wood.
Yeah.
Wooden from a tree. MDF, which stands for medium density fiberboard. And there's polyurethane PVC, which we'll get to. And plaster, which is, I guess, describe. What do you mean by plaster? Like I know it's made of plaster. I get it, but it's the kind of, I'm trying to wrap my mind around, like, how does that work? How does it work?
It gets built out, and then you have forms that you'll take across it to get your final shape. But so it's a process.
So do you hang the forms where it's going to go and pour plaster into the form?
The plaster, no. No, it's put up wet on your. So if you're doing a plaster crown, that's built out from your corner, and then they have a form that they'll take along. So every layer gets hit with the form, because some of it's going to be thinner and some of it's going to be thicker. So as you're building it out, you run your form across it to get the shape, and as you build it out, that shape
keeps the shape.
Yeah, it starts to really, and then you see where you have to add plaster, and you run it again.
So it looks perfect.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they use like a mesh to kind of stabilize the plaster.
So each layer gets a mesh.
Now I don't know if it's every layer, but
so this is just to kind of give you. How do I turn off the volume?
Let's see.
They're making a plaster crown.
Okay, but that's not up on the wall.
No,
sometimes it's. I mean, there's times like if they're patching it, you do it up there. But
yeah, so it's just like you would think that you have a plaster like mold that looks like they put it in, and then they
run it across.
Then they turn it over.
Yep.
And then they start building it out from that mold.
And then they've added a couple layers of like a mesh.
Right. But they're using these specific knives, I guess you would call them, to make the grooves in the plaster.
Which is what your mold is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they put a mesh over it to hold it.
And if they're trying to match something, sometimes they'll cut a piece out and make a mold.
Right.
So then when they put it up, it's replastered so that there's none of those seams that we were talking about. Yeah. What would you say?
There's no distinction from the new to the old.
Right. And it matches up to the ceiling perfectly because it's wet. Yeah. And
it's beautiful.
I just can't imagine how much it costs to have someone do it.
I'm looking at that. It's all labor.
It's so labor intensive because plaster's not expensive, and
that's what I was thinking when you were saying it was high end.
If you have to make the mold for that, that's going to cost money.
Yeah,
right.
Because somebody has to manufacture, take a, like what Chris was saying, take a sample, make a mold that matches that.
Right, but it really does look
awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah,
but awesome. I mean, and I would. It's heavy. Mm-hmm. It's much heavier than wood or
just
MDF.
To give you an idea, the sample that Chris showed me looked like it was about 4 to 6 inches thick. You know, it was hardy. Can you make thin plaster? I don't think
there are some thinner plaster details.
But
like half rounds or.
Gotcha.
Now the companies that specialize in that are typically doing restoration work in historic buildings. It's not. Yeah. You don't see this typically in new construction. You could.
Well,
I love it when they do the lintels over the doors. And, oh my gosh, it's so cool. They use a metal form for that.
Right. They're like the squares you see in the corner of the doors.
These,
yeah.
I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, it's like I can watch this all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they do have a form that looks like they can put up there.
Yeah, they put like a metal form and then they plaster
build out over it.
Yep, build it out, like Joe was saying.
And you are looking at a lot of labor. What sticks it to the wall? How does it stay on the wall?
Well, this has a metal mesh.
Yeah.
And then the plaster adheres to that mesh, and then you form your...
So you can imagine in the corner, like if you're in your room and you look at where the ceiling meets the wall, some of them have a form that goes up and they fill it with plaster. Some, they're making it.
That's just beautiful.
On
most
site.
of the time, it's just being made. Like you don't have a form. It's rare to have a form that's filled with plaster. You're building it out. And your form is just like maybe it's a half-inch thick at the most that you're running across it.
Right. And then they just basically have a pile of plaster that they're running this form over it. Letting it dry, building it out, or letting it get mostly dry, then building it out again to the thickness that you would want along the ceiling.
It is.
So to imagine like starting from scratch with that, I could see it would be enormously expensive.
Yeah.
But if you had a historic home that had a certain crown molding, they would either come out and do a piece, like make a mold out of what's there, then go somewhere else and make the portion that you need. So instead of running like a 15-foot span, you might have to repair a 3-foot span,
Right.
and that's how they would do it, and it would look
Like it belongs.
exactly
Yep.
right. And so when you guys were doing Havila Beardsley's porch, the capitals were similar to that, right?
Yeah, that was an actual mold that had to be made up,
Right,
so it could be poured in.
right. That wasn't. They were using fiberglass like mine, but this was outdoors, so a little different scenario, but very similar. Like if those capitals were inside, you might be plaster.
Could be
Yeah, and
that, or
built
you
out.
do like if it's inside, it could be wood, and then you have an engineer take it, and then it's CNC'd.
When did they use plaster? Was that because I would imagine they used wood in the 1700s? They weren't using plaster back then, right?
I use a lot of. That's when That's when they would have used it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. 1600s, 1700s.
They were using plaster.
1800s. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it started going to wood.
But if you had a certain section of wood, you could repair it with plaster?
I suppose you could.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, instead of, like, if you had let's say a 20-foot span and 2.5 feet of it were messed up, couldn't you plaster that 2.5 feet?
You could patch they make wood repair stuff that it acts in the same kind of where you can form it.
Gotcha.
We'll do that.
Right.
We've done that a lot, actually.
Plaster definitely, when they say high end, I understand.
Oh yeah,
because it's a lot.
Completely custom.
So, what are the positives? Now we've gone through the positives of plaster because we know it's got longevity.
Oh yeah,
it's going to last, and wood has longevity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's gonna last. But why did MDF form then? Why bother having MDF? Is it that much cheaper?
A little less expensive.
Is it easy to work
material. It's not. No, yeah, it's not difficult to work with. It's similar to working with wood. And the dust that it makes is the worst, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Super fine. Yeah.
Right.
You should wear a mask.
Yeah, you're breathing some particles. But anyway, we're out of time. You know everything about crown molding. Go out, get you some, practice, and throw it up there. This is Measure Twice.
Podcasts by Federated Media.